Welcome everyone to another RGL cast. My name is Jared. I'm here with Space Ghost to bring you guys the Jug Dealers versus the Cozy Brothers. This is RGL Invite 6 of Season 8, Week 1A, except that's really funny because it's the last regular season match of the season. It's one of those matches that, gets delayed a little bit because of whatever. This maybe I don't know if it was because of the LAN. I think this one might not have been, but either way, it's finally getting played now, just in time for the season to get wrapped up. And I don't think by this point there's any real playoff implications. The Cozy Brothers locked in at fourth; they're in playoffs. The Jug Dealers can't shake their sixth place spot they're getting for this season, but it's still, a nice showcase for the side of Cozy. We can see what they're capable of as they go into the weekend for playoffs this season. And Jug Dealer's just trying to collect as many wins as possible and show what they've done and how they've improved throughout the season. Because we've actually seen a lot of the Jug Dealers earlier on, so you get a little before and after of compare week 1-2 to comparing it to now.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to see teams progress over the course of the season, see how well they've improved or sometimes not improved. But it's nice to see, especially hopefully we can see the Jig Dealers again next season or some form of them. So it's always nice to see kind of a preview for next season and just nice to see how teams have just gelled.
Yep. So it's probably important to go over the rosters a little bit because one, you got to get familiar with Cozy if you've missed the last couple of matches, and two, even though we've cast a little bit of the Jug Dealers, they are using a slightly different roster than the last time we saw them. I mean, their places are kind of locked, so you just sub people in when you need. I think Jets is going to be out for tonight, and Shamu will be in his place for the side of the Jug Dealers. Other scout is, of course, Scarfs. Hayes and Paul Dog stay on Soldier. Mustard Overlord rounds out the roster with Demo and Phantom on Medic.
And for the Cozy Brothers, we have Zam and Gungan on Scout, Kev and Sai on Soldier, San Karma on Demo, and Speedy on Medic. And yeah, I gotta say, switching out your combo Scout, it's always kind of rough, especially with that synergy. But Shamu's a pretty good player to do it for, especially for like a mid, kind of a mid invite team. I think their record, 7-9, something along those lines. Definitely, I think Shamu very good pickup for either a winger or just kind of a last minute emergency name.
Yep. And tonight the map is going to be Metalwork, which I think should be pretty interesting. I don't know exactly how I feel about having a scout be the thing that is substituted out on Metalworks of all maps, because on one map, or on one hand, it can be kind of hard for scouts at some areas just because there's like so much kind of stuff to go through, like so much indoors, so many doorways. It can be kind of rough to like find a way to like have a playground and be free. But on the other hand, it also means that you're kind of expected a little bit less because you're not really the heavyweight for your team anymore. Like you do the bare minimum, the scout's job, and then it's really on explosive classes to pull a lot of the weight in some situations. So I guess we'll kind of see how that kind of changes the dynamic of the Jug Dealers with putting in a ringer.
Yeah,
It's always interesting.
Yeah, you did mention that Metalworks can be sometimes a sad scout map. I agree. Not that it's a bad scout map. I think scout's one of those classes that it's kind of like sniper in that I don't think there's any real bad maps for it. There's just some maps where scout can do whatever it wants, and some maps where scout sometimes dies to soldiers more often. And this is definitely one of those latter maps. There's a lot of different, various points on. There's a lot of little indoor areas where the scout really doesn't have that much to dodge, and the soldiers can just shoot the wall, shoot the ceiling, shoot the floor, shoot like a little box in the ground. There's all kinds of ways to splash the scout, so he can't just run around for free, and it makes the soldier's life a lot easier.
And all the little doorways for traps and stuff too. There's only really like one point at the map, I think on Metalworks in particular, where you really feel like you don't have any like actual traps to do, and that's like maybe alley. That's about it. Everywhere else, you can find tons of ways to make make Scout's life a living hell and make it really difficult to walk through doorways. So, I mean, that goes to a more technical side though, because it's less about synergy at that point, more about the Scout as an individual. And I think Shamu is a pretty good replacement. For the side of Cozy, their roster stays the same as we've last seen them. I mean, it'd be hard to keep track, but if you were keeping track of Cozy's earlier matches earlier on in the season, like maybe through their personal streams or just like sifting through log files, it's a little bit different. I think they've had some people come and go and shuffled people around onto a bunch of different classes. We've seen Cyan at least like 2 classes. Same with Speedy. People no longer on the roster, but this roster is shown to be pretty strong. I mean, they were able to close out their season. They got the 2 victory versus Mal to make sure they can get at least 4th. They're getting 4th seed, but at least 4th when it comes to playoffs. Maybe even more if they pop off this weekend. So I'm really excited to see what else they can showcase. It's one thing to get to see them versus Mal, and they definitely proved that they were the better team on those nights that they played. But different teams bring different play styles, and different maps bring a whole different equation to what a team is able to actually succeed in. Just because different strategies, different classes are able to carry their weight more than others. And I'm really excited to see both these teams butt heads and see who comes out on top.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing that Cozy did come out of the quote unquote Mal civil war of Kev and Sai versus the rest of the Mal guys, and it was just interesting. I don't know if I'd call it a super surprise, but I definitely I would have put money on the regular incarnation of Mal to come up on top. So I think it just goes to show how even though it's only been kind of one season together, the Cozy brothers have really I feel like gelled together and found a playstyle that suits them quite vividly, which as we mentioned sometimes is kind of slow and maybe not the greatest spectator sport, but I personally enjoy it. I think it's hey, you got to do what you got to do to win.
I think it's going to be really it's going to make sense that this is the map that is played. Although I actually don't know if they were the team that picked it. It might have been the Jug Dealers that actually picked this. But Metalworks in the past has been a map that is very well.
Metalworks.
Okay, yeah, this is going to be interesting because Metalworks is very well known to be a map in the past where teams don't feel like they're well equipped in different scenarios to actually go for forces when they're in a bad spot. So they just do the backup to last strategy. Two can be tricky sometimes, And Cozy has already shown that they're very much willing to do that, but not even on just this map, just on the previous maps that we've seen. So it goes into their playbook very well. Like the map and this team are just they hold S. That's what they do. So the fact that Jug Dealers pick this kind of scratches my head. Like obviously they know that this is kind of playing in a Cozy's hand. So I'm kind of curious what their game plan is and what they're really going to bring to the table.
Well, I do know that I have heard from other invite players, and from playing against them, I know that both of the soldiers for the Jug Dealers are known to be quite good with spam. They're both kind of spammy, so I think we have a lot of door watchers in the server right now. Yeah,
that's true.
Cozy's known for having a lot of premier door watchers, and I think they're no slouches themselves on the Jug Dealers. So I think that's one thing. Also, who really knows what's going on within the machinations of Muster Overlord's mind? So I'm sure he's got some 5D Omega Space Brain Chest thing going on. It's always that's always how it is with him.
Yep. Good news is I think we're under 60 seconds of actually starting this map, so no more delays or anything. But it's time to do some quick preds. What do you think the final score is going to be?
I'm gonna say okay. I don't believe in my heart this is true, but I'm gonna say that the Jug Dealers win for the meme. I'm gonna say that they win 4-2.
Stalemate game.
I'm going off on a limb here.
I actually agree that it might not go to 5 rounds. I feel like this is one of those games you could just be stuck for a long while. It's possible, but I'm gonna flip it around and I'm gonna say 4-2 in favor of Cozy. I feel like they'll be in slightly more control of the situation for the most part, but hey, anything's possible, honestly.
I think that this is one of those matches where Mustard Overlord he's either going to be potato or go Avatar mode. There's no in between.
I guess not too much longer until we find out. The rollout has begun, the longest rollout in I think the entire map pool, really. So we have a lot of talking room to fill things out. But actually, Sin Karma's getting very early.
Mustard, it turned a corner into a sticky.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
So their damage is equal in terms of outputting it onto the other team.
Sin's actually kind of hurt.
High bomb from Sai into the doorway onto Hayes. Oh, immediately cleaned up though, and Kev dying as well. Double Soldier bomb actually gets tons of damage, but no kills. Zam will fall as well. Only Pauldog has to sacrifice his life for that, and Cozy, they are really ambitious, jumping in right off the bat, but with different targets. Spread damage, no cleanup. That's going to be an easy win for the side of Jug Dealers.
Yeah, it's I saw Muster. I thought Muster was about to get bombed, but they actually wisely had Hayes kind of standing there, making sure that once Mustard did get bombed in that kind of top left area, that he was safe and sound. And Mustard actually, speaking of which, gonna fall, trying to lock out the team by himself, and unfortunately he got kind of focused down by all the gamers. Now Hayes actually gonna manage to hurt the scan and clean him up as the Uber's being exchanged, but they drop Shamu, and they're trying to get out lower. Can he get out lower? He's getting chased super hard, but Scarps is behind, Hayes is behind. There might be some chaos here.
Oh, Speedy!
Sin chased the medic. Speedy is gonna fall, but both medics dying. I guess not ideal for the Jug Dealers, but at least they got the consolation prize of the medic.
That's actually a huge salvage. That was going very poor. First, you like Mustard just melts. Second, you drop Shamu mid Uber, and he doesn't even get the pop off, not yet. And then you'd think it's all over, and all of a sudden looping around, Speedy, nothing to say there really, just immediately died. It is enough for the side of Cozy to at least, you know, get mid. They're, you know, despite losing their medic, they have some control back of the map after what happened at the mid fight. But what could have been such a greedy scenario for them, where they could have just gone straight through after the mistakes from the side of the jug dealers. It kind of evens out now into a one. I assume this is an eventual stalemate, but two, yeah, we're upon our first pause of the match.
Yeah, so both medics are even Ubers, so I assume this is going to go into stalemate, which is hopefully ideal for the pause. The worst case scenario is like a medic lags out. Like the worst case scenario I think is like Phantom lags out as he's getting bombed, so he just can't play the game and he drops. That's the worst case scenario, but hopefully it's just like, oh, someone DC'd while they're standing around, you know, watching alley while it's empty.
The spooky thing is the pause is in the future though, so who knows what's happening.
Yeah.
At least fingers crossed for both the teams. It's not their medic or their demo, because that could be pretty abysmal. It could spark a push.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, both teams are kind of just like staring at things now, so there's not even like, oh, who's gonna win this fight kind of conversation. It's just everyone staring at doorways. Both teams are actually in huge blobs by themselves, and short pause. So probably someone just lagged out, or who knows.
High ping for a moment or something.
Yeah, something like that.
You'd rather have it that than someone like completely disconnecting, because it's always a bit of a shock to be pulled out of the game for too long. But yeah, both teams just building up the rest of the Uber. I mean, technically the red team have ad, but it's not really big enough to actually use. Metalworks is a pretty long area between 2 and mid to really go for anything like that. They probably didn't even know it exists, honestly. I mean, Phantom did, or Speedy died a bit later, but still. But the Uber's in play now. They are able to use it if need be, but it looks like it's going to be a normal sack as per usual. Sai bombing forward. I don't know. I think he was just trying to create space. It didn't really...
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. It probably wasn't a sack. Probably just wanted to get eyes. I imagine Kev's going to be the one that does.
Oh, here comes Kev. Yeah, he's bombing in. Actually, he's trying to go behind here, which I actually kind of like that. That creates a lot more stress, but there's no one else really going in, looks like. Sai's just pressuring forward, so Kev's probably just going to get chased down by the Avengers as they go behind him. Shamu actually going to lose that fight, though, so, yeah. Like we said, Metalworks pretty good for a soldier. You can really 1v1 those scouts in those tight, narrow corridors. And here comes Sai going in for the second bomb. He's going to land directly on Paul Dog, going to double rocket him. He actually
9 HP. The escape plan.
Oh, he's so fast. He gets the pack, actually.
He had the mini crits on him, though.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't want to go underpass because he thought he'd just get scattered down, but mini crits on the pack gonna die, so... Red team, jug dealers, they're moving around a little bit. Not too deep, though. Phantom's still relatively passive, but they're... Okay, this is where the pause happened. I guess
I don't see any medics lagged out.
Yeah, they, Mustard...
Oh, Mustard.
Lagged or something.
Mustard's mom.
Alright, well... I mean, all that means is that it takes them a second. They don't really get to do any sort of counter sack. That's not the real biggest deal. But Cozy, after that, I mean, after the sack, they're still back in driver's seat. They have the Uber ready to go if need be. Have some warm bodies ready to throw at the defense of the red team. I'm kind of curious the way they're going to try to approach this after they see the Kev sack not really working. It was just one soldier going in, no extra pressure. They didn't try to use the fact that he was behind to do anything else other than just let him do a 1v1 with Shamu that he won. So I'm kind of curious if anything's going to develop. He's bombing in once again, doing the same thing so far. No one else is really deeper at all. I mean, yeah, but that's not really going to spark the push per se. Like, he's around, but Cozy...
He's going back around. He's going back around. He's going to shoot Mustard. This is his first direct, but he does hit the first one. Oh, Mustard. Fortunately, he's getting Giga Tank right now, so it doesn't matter. But he bought a bunch of space for his team, but unfortunately, they're going to have to back up there off of that single sack. So, Cozy definitely taking the slow approach. They don't want to double sack and risk getting pushed in from Valley. Maybe they either don't trust their mid holds, or they know that this team is particularly good at pushing from second. But regardless, just going to be a solo sack. Kev's going to come back up on Soldier, so we might... do you think we're going to see round 3, or they're going to change up their strategy a bit?
Maybe. I need to go to his camera, see if he's on, like, a banner or something. Okay, he's not.
He's just walking.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you wanted to send a one-man, like, I think that for this point, I think that's fine. But the way they're doing it, how it's literally only Kev is the only person that's trying to, like, contribute with spam or anything, I feel like that's a bit of a mistake. Like, now they're starting to bring their heals, their demo man. Okay, now things are actually happening, but the counter bomb
Landing
in for the
directly
red
on
soldier
Mustard.
on Speedy. 1 minute rocket. He's beefing all his rockets. He heals the last one, but he's already dead. Mustard does fall from the bomb and able to clean it by the scout combo of Gungan and Zam. So with no stickies, Blue team running forward. Uber still in
Karma's
play, but
running forward with reckless abandon.
they're trying to lock them out, but unable to really use this. Have no positioning, and the jugulars are finally forced out. See, there you go. You just need a little bit more presence on two and able to take it. Now Cozy, they have a hard grip on lobby, and they're actually poking in the last, trying to see if they can collect this round as their own.
Yeah, Gun gonna be very hurt. Zam gonna fall actually. Both scouts hurt for Cozy gonna and then yeah. I like to have Kev instead of going behind that time. He literally just face planted into Mustard, which it really opened for the rest of his team to kill that soldier and walk forward because they just didn't have a demo. Speaking of which, we're gonna see an early Uber. Mustard is gonna get saved just in the nick of time. I think it's a good pop there. Cozy is gonna have to back up. Sin Karma might be caught under. He's getting chased down by an invincible scout, but he's hurt. Can he win this 1v1? He cannot. That's a tall
Caught
order to win. Yeah. So Sin Karma caught out there means that the jug dealers are going to take second and going to be moving into mid here with no demo man to really stop them. It's just on Psy and Kev.
Yeah, Kev
Kev's
is behind, so he could go for a major flank here, but Scarce is actually checking for it and immediately melts the red team. They still no opposition really. With Kev immediately dying, there's no way they want to continue to try to hold this and go for a pinch play that doesn't exist. So back to 2, Cozy goes, holding us a little bit, and Phantom team is able to make sure that mid is classified as theirs. Kev is still dead, so I mean, they could try to go for some sort of drive push while he's still not quite here yet. He will eventually make the fight if it is indeed initiated at a large scale, but Hayes immediately eating a trap, melting, dying in fall damage, Pauldog committing, but not enough damage to really make anyone hurt. Spare Gunnigan a little bit, so with no soldiers for the side of the jug dealers, Cozy, they're probably looking pretty right now to go ahead and try to...
Ooh,
never mind.
That's a trap.
He
had the trap. Mustard went lobby.
No one spotted
They turned
that,
around
did they?
and looked at it, and they turned around and looked at it, and they couldn't call it.
He probably saw the turning soldier or something. Stream saw it.
Yeah.
Dolphin caught it.
I mean, Mustard's a genius. Just there's just no other explanation. Oh,
that's perfect timing, Space. Perfect timing.
He found the sticky trap.
Hey, you give up a demo man for an Uber any day of the week. Kev
all
behind,
part of the plan.
Dueling Hay is gonna lose that one, so thwarted. Kev gonna not be successful there, and once again, Kev's death not really gonna work out. They're gonna just go ahead and back hold S. It seems like that's the Cozy play for now. See if you can get some sort of flank play behind, and if you can do a pinch successfully afterwards, then you can do some sort of aggression, but if it doesn't work, just hold S. I think they've been pretty comfortable holding last for the most part throughout a lot of these matches. They're doing it now, but with a full Uber for the side of Phantom, they're ready and raring to go. Actually, a Soldier Bomb in.
There's no the sentry's in a funny spot. Speedy actually going to get launched into spawn, but
they're
fortunately...
doing a stack?
I mean, I guess they had nothing better to do.
They could Uber.
They could. That's true. Maybe they
use their Uber app.
That is a feature. Maybe they
forgot. They 100% forgot.
Ubering is scary. You know what if we just keep sacking into last? I mean, think of it this way: if you don't Uber into last, you can't lose the last push if there's no last push.
I mean, you can if it just resets to mid. Like you don't lose the last push, but you
but he did lose. That's fair enough, I guess. But no, they got 9 minutes to avoid that scenario. Although we might, if there's going to be a match that's going to reach it, it might be this one. Just judging from the pace, we do have Gunkin on sniper.
There's a reason why we both predicted that this wasn't going to 5 rounds. I just don't think it's in the cards. I mean, maybe you can always see halftime adjustments, but
yeah,
we'll see how long it takes for this last stalemate. Every stalemate's a little bit different when it comes to the points, but some spam coming from Kev to try to lock things down. The bomb coming from
going
and
in.
Pauldog
Bombing
onto the gun and to the medic, and the force comes out of Speedy. He hits one rocket, is surfing back a little bit, but it's enough damage to get the pop out inside. Trying to go in, Mustard will make sure that he is taken down. So they gave up both their soldiers, but they have the Uber intact. Yeah, they might want to go immediately. Yeah, there's no gun. Shamu walking in, milking. Oh, immediately on to send Karma. Popped up at least a little bit. No, chasing the sponsors back is going to reset, find a way. Sticky's on the point, dead a little bit to make sure that Shamu is a little bit weak, backing up. Speedy died to a pipe from Mustard. Mustard giving him a sniper. That one's no heals inside of the blue team. Heavy on the field, though, going to thwart the red team, back. And after the Speedy death, things don't look too hot, but they can at least take that as a small victory to try to reset, maybe go for try number 2.
Wait, Psy's on shotgun, Postgame.
I mean, it's last, and it's Psy.
I know. I'm just saying. I always like shotgun. You know, people. Oh, now he's on pyro now. So he's on shotgun on pyro. I guess my statement still holds true.
It's technically true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he has the duck flamethrower. That's very exciting.
Gonna protect the gun or the doorway, honestly. If they go through this doorway over on their left-hand side for the Jug Dealers, they are in for a world of hurt. Although, it doesn't look like Sidesby really being tanked. They might be able to melt him.
They sticky trapped them off.
Speedy's not, I mean, that's not really gonna do too much. He doesn't have beam, so they just need a couple shots
this is
melts. Oh,
Sai is a pyro mastermind.
Oh, okay, they didn't get enough shots on him. They didn't even need it. Shamu's gonna fall here eventually, and yeah, immediately stuffed.
That was, I haven't seen the Sai pyro too much, but that was some good right clicking. That's all I'm gonna say. That was terrifying. They had 2 scouts too. It wasn't like they just didn't bring enough scouts.
Oh,
They
Hayes'
had
timing. Hayes' timing is perfect on the ramp, and he barely gets him with his last rocket, just hiding in the corner down there. So no medic for the side of Cozy, and the Jug Dealers, they're not in the position yet, but they're working their way over towards Alley to try and use this heal advantage. Now, Cozy, they could play hyper-aggressive, but not this team. They're definitely playing it safe. They don't want to go for anything too crazy. Then they honestly, they know that Fantic would probably just hold S himself, and they'd be kind of feeding. So just spam it a little bit, slowing him down, buying some time for Gun to go ahead and build up his gun. Phantom's at 90%, got the second point captured up, and here is their second chance to try to go ahead and use the Uber.
I was gonna say, I felt like the Jug Dealers have they've been in a lot of situations that are bad, but they managed to miracle kill Speedy the last second, and it still holds true for now. But as this last person is going, we do see that the Uber is going to be over Blue, but Sin Karma going to be dropped very low. There's a lot of playtime, a lot of hurt players on Blue, but there's no kills to be had. They're all in the red. This is like potential frag video territory, but there's just too many players. If they could have just had like slightly better focus fire, I think that was a round.
Yeah, it just comes down to who you're actually shooting and who your target is. Because you're right, there were like 3 players that were red health, like 60 or under. I think it was mostly the scouts and soldiers.
There's 4.
For the side of 4, even more than I saw. So, yeah, there's definitely potential there for it, but it seems like just wasn't quite enough. You know, 1 kill could be make or break and be the domino effect you need to make sure those lasts go in your favor, but Speedy and friends, they're working their way through, immediately popped in. Sin Karma, not going to get the launch he exactly wants, but they're going to get mid with the Uber, at least. Something, but back cap on the way, and high bomb. Paul Dog was hiding in the backhand spot, and he gets on to Speedy. I didn't even see him. That's how you know that spot is that good sometimes. You got to really look up. Even I didn't do it. Bomb going from Kev, not really landing the mark, able to get onto the pack, but Hayes going to make sure that's cleaned up. Sin Karma peeking his head, distraction from the side of the scout to go in. Zam unable to find the mark, and Sai and Sin Karma are the last ones left alive for the side of Cozy side. Still showing his face a little bit nice, upward direct onto Shamu, but will eventually die to the pistol. Sin Karma trying to escape from Mustard's wrath as Delman MG happens underneath the Mustard, finding out more than he can chew. His team's not with him, he's in too deep and will eventually die. So, I mean, you got no demo, but at least you still have an Uber to work with, but gotta cap this up. It's definitely unfortunate for the side of the Jug Dealers, so they could have built that situation a little bit harder, but who knows, maybe this could be the Uber of the century.
That was, even the other team wasn't sure what Mustard was doing, because I think Sid attempted to type bot in chat, but there was a lot of extra letters accidentally put in there. But regardless, you know, they're actually going to eat a lot of damage trying to stuff this doorway, but, you know, they do have ad, but it's kind of dwindling, and knowing how to, they're just going to...
Did they forget they have ad again? Or did they just deliberately not
Mustard.
push because Mustard... I mean...
How could you push that Mustard?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Actually, maybe they're going now. Maybe they actually forgot the other direction, or they're just maybe this is the sack. Regardless, Mustard is very far forward. Actually, no, you could imagine
he's gonna
soldiers,
die.
But
oh, he could have died there.
All
that was spooky.
Oh, now Shamu's gonna die for Mustard sins.
Yeah, bites the bullet. So I guess that's a quote-unquote sack. Didn't really involve a soldier bomb, but Cozy's on the move in house actually. They've shoved Paul Dog completely out of it and are now working their way through lower. Kev's trying to take the space. He's just going straight in, trying to get on a Phantom. 1 rocket in, but not quite enough to seal the deal. Going to be a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day, but honestly, that Kev sack was a little bit late, so the Jug Dealers have some space ready to go. Shamu's not quite there, but they could get off the sack of their own once again with there being less space, and they don't have to worry as much about a soldier bombing into Alley because it's only Sai. Yeah, double soldier going in. Hayes immediately melting, and it seems like it was ultimately a fake. Paul Dog didn't really quite commit, just wanted to be an extra body in the air to distract Cozy, but it didn't really work out in their favor. So now Cozy, once again, on the move, working their way through lower and upper respectively, just splitting it half and half. But seems some presence from the side of Mustard to close out house at least a little bit. Slowing them down, maybe we'll see another sack. They've shown that they're willing to do late sacks sometimes, but nah. Kevs wasn't really in position yet, was rolling out. He's their sacker, and no one else wanted to take up the mantle, and but it's going to be A-okay with sitting back and letting the Jug Dealers have another try.
I think I predicted too many rounds.
Maybe. I mean,
I'm just saying.
We're halfway through.
It's a 15-minute no round.
Yeah, but you've seen plenty. You see all those like scrims and matches where the first round is like 20 minutes and the next one's like 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
True. It depends on if one team has a bunch of giga mids where they just kind of run around cleaning up everything. But I know, jug dealers. I have to say we haven't seen that many off classes yet. I feel like if the game evolves long enough, we might get some silly off classes, especially since there's no real playoff implications. I think it's definitely it's coming.
I mean, Zam, if it's gonna be anyone, it's Zam. He's taunting right now.
Polldog too. We see Polldog spy. Speaking of which, jumps into the sad sticky trap.
Zam said yesterday that he quote unquote hates Scout and just wanted to play sniper all the time. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him play
I'm
sniper
on his
in an
wavelength
advantageous.
on that one.
Yeah. But Polldog's stack didn't really work out. On the move, trying to work their way through lobby and lower. Sincar's a little alone. He's meeting up with his team now though, but didn't really find an angle to bomb in, I guess. They've only sent Kev as the one sack, but.
Yeah, they
nothing
keep,
else
like,
really.
They go to Valley and look at Red, and they're just like, those guys are on the high ground. I don't want to fight this, and then they leave. That seems to be the sack out of that second. They're going to wait for Red to do something a little more exciting, but Red's also deciding to not do anything more exciting, so that seems to be the situation we're in right now. Maybe
Cozy's just more willing at this point to, like, try to do some sort of counter bomb when they enter Valley. Oh, 2-man, okay, so this is going to be more room for the side of Cozy. It didn't really work out, 2-man, but I would be surprised if we didn't see Cozy do anything here.
Kev's about to play the game. We're about to see some gameplay from Kev. Let's go.
He's bombing in. He's actually on Mustard.
Oh, Mustard.
He tried to save Mustard, and the Uber wasn't quite on him, so he just gets dropped. They're trying to run forward and see if they get anyone onto Kev. He eats the pack, so he lives a little bit longer. That's why he didn't die.
16 HP.
Oh my god.
That was
that's gonna be really annoying for Shamu. He probably did tons and tons of damage to him.
Yeah, Kev's just a tank. I think that might be Shibu's lack of pugs, because if you play pugs, Kev is an absolute tank. He's always.
Haze bomb in, blind, almost able to do a whole lot there, but I think the one rocket missed, and
Sin Karma's been on anti-roamer duty so far, and it's making sense. Mustard might be caught out of lobby. He is so hurt. He is literally 19 HP. Okay,
they 5 HP in a dream.
Yeah, definitely. Mustard's lived a couple times here, just barely by like single-digit HP. So, but we are going to see Cozy. They're going to use pretty early and actually go in here. They know that they didn't really have time to set up, and there is a pause right in the middle of this bush.
Yeah, pause in the future, so I'm not really sure. This is maybe like a post-mid pause, maybe? Maybe someone was lagging in the mid-fight and they had to, like...
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Or maybe it's one of those, like... Yeah, if they lose this round, it's definitely, lagging during the like, start of the mid-fight or the very tail end. No, it's 90 seconds in the future. It'd have to be at the end of the mid-fight.
I feel like Cozy is pretty set for this round. Like,
they don't have anyone on the point yet, but Zam's looking at it.
Zam's looking at it. There's no stickies on it. Look at the entirety of the jug dealers. They are corralled.
Yeah, the only person who can stop this is Scarf. If Scarf's like runs up to Zam and hits some meat shots, that can like save them some point in time, but that seems to be kind of it.
Yeah, the biggest threat that really threats I mean, there's lots of threats, but the biggest threat that's easy to explain is getting shot in the back, screwing up your focus fire, and getting picked off and
because the Uber's about to end. They only have 25 seconds left, and they're flashing 2 people. So this Uber, like, Gungan's about to be unflashed, and he's standing like directly on top of the sticky. So if they drop if they all chase the kills in spawns but don't actually get the kills, I think it's up to Scarfs to stop this point because none of the soldiers are really in position from what I see. Both soldiers are like kind of in derpy spots. Like, Hayes just spawned. Polldog can't really, like... Polldog's probably going to get fought by Kev here. So it's like, it's up to him, which isn't really his job. So that might be what happens.
Especially because Sayo might just bomb him.
Polldog does get us, and Polldog actually is able to stop it. Kev didn't see him in time, and yeah, not looking good for Cozy. Yeah.
Shows what we know, right?
Well, I mean,
snapshot of it. Side? Going for Mustard? Almost, not quite.
The only way they lost that is if they kill Zam on the point, and they didn't see Polldog like go around that corner and jump to kill the point.
So overall, last to save, still a 0-0 game as the Jug Dealers go ahead and retake the round 2, and they do have full Uberan to go ahead and use and try to work their way into mid, going through house, through lower, immediately popping onto Mustard. Lodic is a forward, sticky onto Speedy, not gonna quite hit the mark, and
Zam snipering forward.
Seeing some deja vus. Zam barely escaping. Not really gonna find too much here. These teams entering mid seems like using their Ubers It's all they're really getting is the point and not that much else. No kills. Oh, bomb from Paul Dog. Ambitious. Oh, he gets Speedy. Speedy Surf was not quite what you wanted out of a medic, and that is going to nail him in the grave. But some spam on the Phantom is going to make him pretty passive. It's going to be a little bit hard for the side of the Jugglers to be very aggressive onto the remaining Cozy players. But Zam, hiding in the corner. Oh, he thought differently the last second, almost died for it. That was super spooky for him.
Yeah, it's super spooky for Shamu too. We're gonna drop very low during that. And on that note, we do have Jugglers are gonna be pushing Valley here, or at least they thought about it. Now they're gonna go back up. I guess they just wanted to pack or something. But regardless, do they have? It looks like they're building. How big is their ad? My HUD is.
It's like 70.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I think someone
they're going through alley. Yeah. The HUD freeze from the pause is over, so everything's all good.
Yeah,
but normal freeze. Oh, careful, Mustard. Oh my God, this face checks the sticky trap.
Mustard has no fear, no regard for his own life.
No fear whatsoever. But they still have the super. They have the point. Is this gonna be the third time where they just kind of forget they have ad, or like they think that it ran out when they
there was
didn't
a
happen?
Pause, so maybe they didn't push because the pause. I don't know. They had ad anyway. Look, I don't know what's happening, but Scarps is gonna fall. That's gonna signal the push. You know, they
that's
played
the
the
third
game.
time.
They played the game at their own pace. You know?
True, but that's like, there's only so many opportunities that you can kind of just like throw away that could have been really good for you. That it makes you wonder, like, what's going on?
Yeah,
like, is that really? I feel like it's not deliberate.
Yeah,
it can't be.
Are they? I just realized, are the entirety of Cozy ping masking? They all have 5 ping. That has to be ping masking, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it's either that or my HUD's busted. It has to be they don't all have 5 ping.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, other than Gungan with 17.
The Cozy House.
Yeah, but regardless, we do have Scarfs on Sniper, so that seems to be the play here. They're gonna wait for Scarfs to take a shot, and with that shutter, it does help, you know. Although I think they peeked to eat some damage, I saw, so yeah, it's gonna be kind of tricky. They're gonna have to sticky it up, make sure that shutter's on lockdown. That works. It's not the worst sniper map, but it can be pretty tough because you need your teammates to kind of make space for you, or the enemy to like mess up before you actually are able to take a shot. Because otherwise, they're not going to be able to see you that much. So, like look at is this going to be a tall order for Scarves unless his team walks in front of him and makes a bunch of space for him, or they
Honestly,
just mess up on the shutter.
The fact that he's on Sniper in the first place is still a benefit, even if he's really unable to get tons and tons of angles, because it's going to make Speedy play in a really awkward position. He's always going to be up against a wall or like in a weird spot. So if they go for any sort of like 2-man with this Sniper, like maybe a Sniper wide peek plus a soldier bomb, it's going to be easy to put that soldier in a really awkward, or put Speedy in a really awkward position, because the bomb's going to come in. Like, the fact that Speedy has to walk around and dodge right now means he's not able to stand in the exact spot he needs to be to defend against the Sniper. So that combo could work out really well. The only problem is the gun being a thing. You've got to find a way to, like, get that gun down, or at least, you know, maybe send in more than just the one.
Yeah, the engineer was taunting during all that, so it wasn't like there was some, like, you know, really pristine defense there.
Zam is a big fan of the G key.
Yeah, he had the pistol out, you know. It was very exciting. And regardless, we do have the counter sniper on Gungan, but he is not buffed, so if there is this SVS that's going to happen, Scarfs should hopefully come on top there. But regardless, there's a lot of just sitting around kind of waiting for something to happen right now, and both teams seem very content here with this kind of slower pace, so it's just going to be one of those nights, Jared.
Yeah, probably one of those nights. I mean, it doesn't really seem like... It's going to be mostly on the Jugglers. Like, Cozy's not really going to actually try to do anything hyper aggressive in lobby unless they really feel like there's an ample opportunity for something that they've noticed. But it's hard to notice anything because of all the walls that block the sight lines of lobby. Yeah. It's hard to know exactly what is free and what isn't. Like, the idea
of, like,
what I mean,
I can make space for it.
Yeah, like, oh, I can loop around lobby and, like, go through this door that they're not watching. Like, how do you know they're not watching that door?
I like that the play they just tried, it didn't work, but they had people pressured from the top right and the sniper in lobby, so that way when they walked over to stuff the door, the sniper would have taken shot off. It didn't work, unfortunately, but it was like a good theory. Gungan hiding behind this... I also like what Gungan's doing. He's doing the thing. Oh, he's doing the thing.
He's doing the... Okay, he's covering
he's not doing it
body,
100%.
But...
He's not doing it right, but he is trying it. Oh, he's almost going to fall, though. He's just barely missing that rocket, so they are going to do a single second. They're content to just sack bolt. Okay, we do have an SMG kill. That's a rare in teams 1 and 6s. Love to see it. We have another sack actually going in, but
did he get airhead shot?
I don't know, but it's a level 2 sentry, so it's like they're actually intentionally keeping it as a level 2 for the knockback, I believe. Oh, that was an airshot headshot. You're right, because Paul Dog said you're hacking.
It's also nice to keep, like, if you're one of those players that wants to keep the gun spot really fresh, like, after a sack, you maybe want to move it eventually if it's getting spammed too heavily. It will be ready to shoot much quicker if it's only level 2 and not level 3.
Yeah.
Because the building phase is longer for level 3. And it's only like, the more bullets, less rockets for knockback, and it's only like, what, 26 more HP or something like that?
It's a little more
30,
HP.
36. It's not the biggest deal.
It's yeah, see what I mean? Like, yeah.
Oh.
But there's an extra shot on the Kev, so they're gonna have a lot of kills going.
Now
actually.
bodies fall.
There's a lot of explosions happening. It's just a scout and a sniper for red, and the snipers are gonna fall soon. Goes for another shot. He actually hit it on Sin Karma, so Sin Karma could have got the 31 HP off that. But the joke is they had enough of sitting around. They were just all gonna go explode. Explode they did, but they did not get enough counter explosion. So it looks like
it's
back to
that moment. It's that moment that explains why everything was still placed in the first place. You know, you're just like, why are they so afraid to do anything? Like, I mean, I guess that kind of happened.
They tried something, and a lot of kill binds happened. A lot of things happened, but we moved on from the mid to the second to last stalemate to the mid to second stalemate. So,
which is great for us, like, as viewers, because this is actually a much harder point to hold on second. Like, Metalwork second.
Soldiers can actually. There's no sentries to shoot you. There's all, you know. I enjoy the off classes, but this soldiers will actually bomb and play the game. I believe blue is going to be, or
Paul Dog, he's just in, as well as Hayes. And all the soldiers trying to make space now. Paul are going to get landed on, and will eventually die. Hayes able to make it out. Side able to really find anything as he's chasing. Scarf's trying to back up to make sure he's not accidentally mincemeat. But yeah, Kev bomb coming in. A lot of damage, but not really committing too much. Side's going to be able to actually jump in. Tries to go into Shamu. Oh, spread out the damage.
Mustard.
Actually enough to kill Mustard. Wow.
But they're going to get Zam
Hayes,
too.
Inside lobby, yeah, able to kill Zam. So going to be overall a 2 for 2 at the end of the day. But no Mustard, no stickies. I mean, that could be pretty nice for the side of Cozy, but with being 2 players down, it's really not worth to try to do anything.
Yeah. Jarrett, there's 4 minutes left in this half.
Huh. You're right. There's 4 minutes left in this half. Hayes is going for something. He's finding Sin Karma alone. Popped over there and immediately melted. Kev is doing some shenanigans of his own.
I see. He's in lobby. He immediately just gets vaporized by scouts and projectiles. And we have Zam on Spy, so Kev's team decides that, okay, if they're going to sit around and not play the game and just push when there's like a minute left, I'm going to go on Spy. And he's going to call her on Valley. It is spotted. That's exciting. Scarfs is almost bumping into him. This is stressful.
I feel like Zam gets this.
I don't know. I feel like he does too, but there's some Highlander. There's enough Highlander players.
Oh, they're going for an exchange. They're going to do like a Highlander post-uber type
deal. Paul Dog's on Sniper.
Paul
Dog's going to get stabbed.
Dies to Mustard. Oh, yeah, Paul Dog's trying to go for
He's going to get Paul Dog, I think.
Yeah, they're chasing with post-uber though.
Butter knives.
Able to get Speedy with the post-uber as well, trying to chase as many players as possible. There's just carnage in this. Okay. There's so much of nothing that happens, then everything just explodes in the last, like, 15 seconds.
Zam got a 3K with a butter knife and 2, like, non-crit heavy shots. Sai's gonna try to fight Shamu on the point, not gonna work. But, you know, Zam did get the 3K at the exchange of the entirety of his team dying, so, yeah. Small victories, I guess.
Oh, Mustard. Oh, just barely gets gun again. He almost gave up his life for that.
More challenge, Mustard.
Yeah, so being 2 dead, there's no way Cozy are actually able to contest this in any fashion. They might actually, it's just a scout death really that you could try to draw in, which, I mean, you can, technically. Like, it's 6v5, but they have a heavy, and it's not a spamming class, so I wouldn't be surprised if RGL, it throws me off because their tag is RGL, but it's the Jug Dealers.
Yeah.
Jug Dealers not going to go for it. It's not enough. They have a heavy, it's only
a single
scout that's down.
They're gonna just solo sack until there's like 40 seconds left and then push. I think that's the idea.
I mean, probably, realistically.
If this is a 1-0 half, I'm gonna laugh so hard. That's gonna be... That'll be like... We'll have to see it. The second half might just explode into rounds, but like... If this is a 0-0 going to... I guess either result is funny, because if they played this slow and are, benefited from it, that's funny. And if they play slow and nobody gets around, that's all. I guess it's a win-win in terms of my...
I want to see them Uber exchange to try to kill people that can't be saved by... Oh, never mind. They can't do that. I was going to say, I kind of want to see them Uber exchange to try to kill people that can't be saved by the Uber, and then try to say that they can't get killed by a better Cozy Uber because they have as many off classes they do. But 1, they just sacked and it didn't work, and 2, the Heavy's no longer there. And then we have a Sniper.
I wanted to see them do that, where they double sack and bait Cozy into a really bad push at the last. Like, I want to see them, sack...
Cozy's not going to push out of last. What are you on?
I mean, that's the thing. If you sack enough players, if you sack 3 people, or sack, 1 person and then do a delayed sack, you know what I mean? They're actually baited some Cozy players, and Kev is on a banner, so maybe that's Kev knows that, oh, if they're going to sit around and wait, I want something for this fight, because there is going to be a fight before the game ends. So he's on a banner to try to help the team, and it's actually the Go Fast banner, so we'll have to see how they use it.
He's probably just choosing the conch because it builds the quickest. It requires, well, like 120 less damage to actually get the conch, and with there being literally less than 90 seconds left in this half, you're going to be hard-pressed to get a banner. Shamu gonna fall, Zam able to take a shot, and not really gonna find too much else, I don't think. Actually,
they're gonna
Sai
get Haze. Yeah, Sai's gonna trade Haze. Zam's peeking the Shudder. Is he actually gonna get something here? He's so close to the Shudder. Okay, he's gonna back up. So Paul Dog does get spotted. Is gonna unfortunately die. People bumped into him. Sad spy life. But regardless. So yeah, so there's like a second half. Zam actually is just walking around lobby on Sniper. Nobody noticed him because I guess they didn't have the classes for it. So yeah, here comes the push. Right, they're gonna do Zam's on Sniper. So that might. If there's one advantage they have, it's that if Sam doesn't his first shot, I think he's back on Scout. No, he's on Pyro actually. That's respectable. But there's 30 seconds left. They have to push now, right? They can't lose the round. Literally.
Yeah, but there's no way they picked this door where they could get just stuffed by a Pyro Uber.
They had. Oh, the Zam was in the perfect position for that. They're gonna have the Uber. Mustard gonna get repeatedly.
He's dead before the Uber's over.
Yeah, Phantom getting chased down by a Pyro. A lot of kills happening, but. No, they actually do get 2 counter kills, but there's only 16 seconds left. Not really too much to be done here. They're gonna try to get kills. Nice bow saves Kev's life. Paul Dog farms so much damage off of Kev getting bowed and just being tanky in general. So on that note, we do have the famed rare 0-0 half in this match.
What a game!
Yeah, what an absolute banger of a match.
It really makes me curious about what the teams feel like needs to be different, because obviously there's not a single thing you probably are thinking about as either of these teams that make you go like, yeah, that went well.
I mean, maybe Mustard, like, you have to wonder what team...
We're already getting the countdown. We're already getting the live countdown.
Oh, no.
Neither team talked about anything. They're just like, no, go again. Because that's the thing, like, at halftime, you want to talk about your problems like, yo, our mids suck. Like, yo, we can't hold last for anything. Like, we need to figure out and talk for like 5 minutes how to fix this. Both these teams are just like, well, I mean, we didn't lose a round. Let's just go again.
Joke dealers didn't, like, they were in the best position to win around that game, and none of them did over 200 DPM.
You hate to see it.
Even Mustard the Devilman, like, second bottom damage, because he probably just had 8 stickies on different doorways as he sat around and just watched the game happen, so.
Holy Gungan stats, by the way.
Yeah, Gungan out here living his best life. Same thing with, Sin Karma. So Gungan and Sin Karma out here, playing the good old KD game while everyone else is playing doorway. I guess they're the real doorway walkthroughs here.
There's probably not a single person that guessed a 0-0 game, right? Like, we were on the right wavelength when we said that it wasn't going to go to 5 rounds.
We just didn't think how extreme it would be.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's this map and these teams, so, like, I mean, it kind of makes sense for it to not be 5 rounds, but to be a 0-0 half, I'm kind of anticipating some drastic changes here, but honestly, you never know.
Also, a 0-0 half in a game with no, playoff implications, too, It's not like, oh, if you lose this, we're out. It's a 0-0 half, and, like, we're just playing, like, in practice. On that, Mustard over, Phantom's gonna fall immediately, Kev's gonna fall, too, so there are kills happening. Then Speedy's gonna fall, this Shamu, there's so many kills happening.
That was a very explosive minute. MGE. Sin Karma
Scarf doesn't want any partisan.
I mean, Scarf.
You can't chase that.
Yeah, you can't really chase that. But at the same time, Sin Karma can only really
Sin Karma wants a part of that, though.
He can poke a little bit because he can just back up into the doorway to defend himself and try to just mooch off the health pack over and over again.
As long as he doesn't peeve.
It only spawns so much, and so far he hasn't done any damage to Scarf. So
Scarf's just clearing the stickies he's putting down.
Yeah, he just doesn't win this exchange. So overall, very explosive for both teams. They immediately launched themselves forward and collected the medics out of the equation, but Phantom has respawn on crits.
That's so not the play, and I like that.
Not only does he have ad because he died first, so he respawns first and starts building, but going crits as well.
They can't even spawn it too. They haven't even been able to spawn it because they haven't seen him yet.
Oh, the blind though. They saw through underpass, launching themselves into the alleyway, trying to put some damage on the Paul Dog and Shamu, but
because they know they're close. We'll see if Mustard hits anything. No kills yet.
It prevents more than just like 2 stickies flying out. Not gonna have anything else or the name giving up his life for that. And the rest of the Jug Dealers are they're trying to find anything. There's a scout still lingering around in lower, able to clean up Zam, which is something. But Cozy, Shamu's going very deep, trying to salvage, trying to get on a Speedy, but will not find success there. Just holding us a little bit, keeping themselves alive.
He bought time.
Yeah, they've given up some positioning on 2, but haven't actually lost 2 themselves, so Cozy, you're probably pretty happy with that exchange, and Jug Dealer's back to the drawing board.
Yep. Phantom back on minigun, so crits. They saw Mustard. That's enough of the Mustard crits for them. I think he might have his crits privileges revoked after that one.
Ooh, Paul Dog. He's in
I
the
was
spot.
gonna say, I saw Paul Dog from Phantom's POV in I believe that call up is Batman. He is in the good spot. He's in the good location. No one's checked it either, so he's
Oh, Mustard's caught.
The Mustard's caught. No one's checked Paul Dog yet.
Oh, Speedy saw him. That's like the worst player that you could have ever seen.
Yeah,
like,
he's like the one player you want to be not aware is the medic, and I think Speedy has a little bit of trauma from this match after just dying so many times, so... Yeah. Phantom does have big move red, though. Yeah. We'll have to see if... This is 50% at it. If they don't use this, they have no excuse.
Yeah, Mustard will be here, so...
Yeah, they don't have an excuse this time. Like, they're the ones like, oh, maybe Mustard wasn't there. Oh, you know, it was only 30%. But this is, like, easily 50% ad. This is, like, the most obvious leapfrog situation you can imagine. And they are going to like to go for it. They're gonna go through lobby. That is their
they're gonna pop out immediately.
Method of choice. Sai is kind of in. Okay, he's gonna back up. They get
holy damage, Mustard able to get Gungan and Speed. They're popped up early and couldn't get through the doorway. The fan hit it, I think. So ultimately, 2 dead with that Uber, and finally we're seeing some major success coming from an immediate mid Ubers coming out of lobby, leaving one, going into alley, and they're on their way to retake 2.
They were so used to them not playing the game that when the gameplay actually happened, they were not prepared for it.
True.
Yeah, so
finally respawning.
Yeah, finally respawning. Kind of a unfortunate, like, long kind of respawn wave there. So, Team Must Overlord back in the driver's seat, trying to get the first round of this match. Gungan on Engineer. So, yeah, they're having the off classes ready. They have Zaman Pyro this time, no Psy Pyro. So, I'll have to see. They're actually they're predicting a different doorway this time. Although, you know, they're going to be able to spot it in advance and he can rotate it over. But still, you know, they're going to say, okay, yeah, both times they tried to go through the tiny doorway, it hasn't worked. We're gonna predict. Oh, okay. Now they're going the other. Oh, Zim. They went to the other door.
He's still on the gun though. He's on the gun. A little bit on the gun. He's launching forward into them. He's eventually gonna melt. So giving a pyro, Scarf's gonna launch himself forward and try to clear some.
There are some kills happening. Scarf's on the point. There's no one to really deny him. The scouts are finally gonna get there. But the even kills and there's scouts. Shimu's on the point. They're all on the point because there's so much point time. Mustard hits a pipe. Can he hit more pipes? It's a scout ulti duo. And who wins this? Scout
Zam's
ulti
up
duo.
in 1 second. Oh, Cozy's gonna hold this. Zam's alive.
They're gonna try to back up here. Oh,
Shamu getting the force.
Oh, he forces. That's massive.
Nice.
That's such a smart play from Speedy.
And the Cozy Scouts were unable to, you know, try to find a way to split off and make sure the Phantom was chased down as well. They played it very safe and tried to protect Speedy, not be greedy about it, but ultimately unable to prevent that force from happening.
That was such a huge play.
Yeah, even though it didn't really go their way too much for the side of the Jug Dealers, it was relatively even. That play at the end there definitely nets them. Deja Vu, so far their tries at pushing last, you know, it could be better, but at the tail end of it, despite it not being that great, they're able to salvage in some way to give them a second try. They've done that like maybe, what, 3 times now? And
yeah,
they're on their way to go for it again.
If they win this match, it's because they've gotten these miracle kills and forces onto Speedy. That's really their kind of go-to, it seems. So they are going to get forced, but Scarfs is going to get dropped. Both Scouts going to get dropped pretty much immediately. Mustard going to hit a pipe on Sai is going to help this, but it's just Mustard. Okay, now it's a 2v3, but they're all so hurt. Mustard hits a pipe. He hits a pipe. He gets both of them.
Let's go! Around.
Mustard's going Avatar mode. Nobody can
It makes sense. It makes sense that they are the first team to get around after the whole fiasco that we've seen. Because if you think about it, they've had the most opportunities to push last out of.
Yeah. They've really
I can't even remember how many times Cozy has had an opportunity. Really,
all the Cozy needs to fix, maybe not all they need to fix, but the biggest thing is they just need to real like post up around Speedy to make sure he's not getting killed and forced in the way he has. I don't know if
Sinco was 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was.
What happened? I think he probably took fall damage or something and just hurt himself
Maybe
on accident.
He just did an extra sticky.
And they're all rolling out onto him, so he's getting some health with all the scouts. These scouts are immediately destroyed by the side of Cozy, but it's going to be Phantom the first one to fall from fall damage. Speedy unable to get the surf off until the last second, able to surf back a little bit, not quite enough. Oh no, he will survive ultimately. It's just Paul Log left alive versus 3, and I don't think he's going for this. He's going for some packs.
He's playing a jump map right now. We'll have to see.
Oh,
he's going to go for it. Going to get pre-fired. Oh,
my God.
No. First he got air stickied into an air shot.
Deleted him. Paul Dog says, oh my God, he's perfect.
He is perfect. There's a lot of perfect players in the server right now, honestly.
Psy Guy, oh yeah, .mp4.
Yeah. Definitely, this match is, I feel like, we might turn it to meme territory at some point. It has that potential.
Shamu Classic. Shamu's very much a Spy player.
Yeah, and especially this is like kind of an odd time for Spy. Not an odd time, but it's like, it's not the time you usually expect for Spy. So they're gonna pop early, but red team's not really super. Oh, they're actually so
Mustard's
deep.
dead.
Mustard's caught out. He does hit a pipe, but that's it. Shimu's on Spy though. Let's see what he can do. Nothing, unfortunately. So they're gonna be down 2 for this last hold, but they do a 50% ad, but they have to prevent them from
Haze block?
going in. Haze block. He's actually going for a play. He's gonna
he
try to
just
buy
gets
time.
landed
He
on
does
my
so
cap.
much damage, but they're only 2 up, and this is kind of a disaster.
Yeah,
they don't have Uber yet either. Mustard just spawns here. This is
how
on
very
Mustard.
very quickly things turn from 1 to 1.
Yeah.
They're trying to defend it, but it's just not enough bodies. And it's like I said, you need to know those matches and those scrims where you have like the 20-minute rounds, and all of a sudden 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's starting to come to fruition. Let's hope that's not a curse, though. We are tied up 1 to 1. We'll see what else happens in the rest of the 22-ish minutes we have remaining in this match.
The meatiest outcome is it goes to like 4-4, and then we go to overtime, and then it stalemates out again.
Oh,
That's
well,
yeah,
please no
Sincar's just
overtime.
using extra sticky. He's just using like a bunch of stickies to put a trap up early. That's why he's so hurt, because he was 15 HP that rollout.
Yeah, he's able to do a little bit more damage, but he has to hit a shot, so we'll have to see if the high risk
Haven't gonna bomb it onto
reward.
Phantom. They decide they do want to go in deep. Shimu gonna live though. He's actually gonna he almost lived, and the cleanup is happening. Mustard gonna fall. Gunkin gonna eat it back. He's so hurt, but he's in the sky. It's just okay. It's a 4v3, and both medics alive. So Cozy is gonna back up here.
The timing of the Jugglers like backing up into their own value was really perfect. They were able to read when Cozy was going to push themselves forward, and if you can just hold S and make sure that no one else gets farmed. At the end of the day, you lead that with a player advantage to take mid as your own. That's the main reason why Cozy just didn't want to fight it anymore.
Yeah, Cozy had some players really deep in to go for the play, and some players kind of like invading. So like, you know, the players who went in had no support, so they just got slowly cleaned up as the combo players kind of just watched.
Sack's not going to work from the side of Hayes, just a solo. Side on the move, as well as the rest of his team.
They have a lot of players there.
Yeah, they're around in Valley.
Kev's going in. He's going in from Valley. He
hit his head.
He did hit his head.
That is not the bomb he wanted.
Yeah, unfortunate.
It happens. We're only human.
Yeah, it does. I mean, Sin did the same thing earlier. There's a lot of ways to hit your head on this map. This might be one of the I think about it. This might be one of the premier maps for beating your gubs.
Mustard just face checked a trap again.
Again, no fear, no regard for life.
So
he peeked it again. Wait, they didn't check. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that side.
Shimu has his head screwed on correctly. He looked at it and was just like, there's probably another trap there, and he did. Mustard just...
Scarf's got behind.
Ooh.
Hayes is gonna die. Side's gonna be able to clean him up, and Side's still going for the force. They're not gonna be able to really find anything as the team is in alley. So overall, 2 for 1 and Cozy. I mean, they're down a little bit of resources, but they still have some players alive to try to pressure. Sincarm actually very aggressive. Might get launched forward by Paul Dog.
Gungan can be very hurt too. Paul Dog's in.
Maybe cleaning up the kill.
He gets
Gungan instead.
Yeah, so this might be for him. You think this is gonna be an exchange? Zam is trying to fight a 2v1 versus Shimu Valley. He's actually gonna bump out. Not see him immediately. Hayes is gonna fall, so he's kind of got baited a little bit there. But they're gonna try to go for the chat exchange. Speedy gonna pop immediately. Just want any part of this is very chaotic.
And Kev's behind as well. He's gonna sandwich.
Oh, he's running into Uber players. Oh, but he
still
wins
gets
it.
Scarfs.
Oh, he wait.
He gets the market card on the Phantom. He's popping off.
Okay, that was that. When we say Metalworks is a good soldier map, that's what we mean. That just happens sometimes.
He did that indoors too, that marker garden.
Yeah, that was a Chad marker garden.
Oh, Paul Dog Light. He's able to take down Psy. The rest of the team's kind of there though. Oh, he's launching himself behind.
He's just gonna buy time. This is really smart actually. Nice direct.
Oh, onto the scout.
Yeah, that was a Chad direct, but sadly all it did was buy time. Psy Guy says perfect again. A lot of. He said.
Five Nights at Freddy's
jump scare. A lot of perfect players. Mustard's perfect. Paul Dog's perfect. Yeah. You love to see it. Regardless, Jug Dealer's gonna try to hold off here on second. Gonna eat some damage from the other enemy team, but in the end, no kills. So gonna have to back up the left.
Yep, Cozy, they still retaining ad. Hayes gonna have to resub, so Paul Dog pushing himself forward, gonna give up his life for this Uber. Scarf's trying to get forward in his last
really
back as well, but just no stickies onto the point, able to get a lot of cow time, giving
Sam
up
gets
3.
He's going in, trying to shoot people in the back, and they're not gonna be able to get the point in time, so another round on the board. Cozy gonna take the lead here 2-1.
Yep, starting to see the rounds start to fall like dominoes, and you know, both teams are still really in this. It could be anyone's game. I just hope that things don't revert back to how the first half went, and we'll see how the mids transpire. I think we've started to see things get a little bit faster paced, but not by much. So I don't think there's been any serious changes yet, which could still be on the board for either of these teams if they notice something very glaring that they could abuse from the other squad.
Yeah.
Like a Demo Man that's a little bit too weak when he arrives to mid. Oh, Sin Karma almost dies immediately.
Gets
Bomb
the
from Kev onto Phantom, blast back, able to clean up that kill, and Phantom dying at the last second to a side bomb, making
Kind of
sure
a
that
disaster.
he is netted. Mustard and Hayes, last ones left alive, backing up to their own side. Actually, Hayes is sticking around a little bit.
He
No,
might
he's
go for a
deciding against
cheeky
it.
play. We'll have to see what he wants to do. But regardless, Mustard does have time to set up like some cheese stickies. He doesn't like to go for the one shot. I didn't see where his other stickies were. Maybe he's doing something a little sneaky. But regardless,
I think he only has the one.
yeah, he had the time for two. Let's see. Oh, he's doing that trap. Okay.
There you go. There's
That one,
number 2.
that's one that, like, you can see that trap, but, like, people don't check for it as often, I feel like. So sometimes you just get people who are a little asleep at the wheel. And if there's going to be people who are a little asleep at the wheel, this is a good match for it.
I mean, at least the scout has to stand still probably to clear it, and then maybe you can pipe the scout. Or maybe he's not looking up at the sky for your sword.
Yeah,
like, at least they're there.
It's a distraction trap.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just don't see it.
Ooh, House Uber immediately coming out of the gates. Sin Karma launching himself forward
Zam
and
walked into
unable
the
to
trap
find
and didn't see
anything.
it.
Well, no blind death there.
Yeah. Sadly, Mustard Overlord has not been watching his Sin Karma VODs. No blind deaths there to be had, so yeah. On that note, it looks like this is kind of a sticky situation for Team Mustard Overlord because they don't want to risk getting back captain. Losing Shimu immediately is a really unfortunate start.
And they trade
losing Hayes, they
as well.
only get Kev, so they push out last and lose 2, and now they have Uber to set, and no one's here to push the point. But they're going to go immediately, although doing massive damage, but sadly he's going for the upward direct, so nobody can help him, and then they're going to lose 3 and going to go back to last. So kind of a disaster pushing out. Like I said, pushing out a last is a really easy way to lose the round if you do defeat it.
Respawn is coming in from
Nobody
Jugular,
to stop him. Both scouts on the point.
4.
They're finally going to go to stop him, but actually, okay, yeah, this is a round.
Not quite enough.
Yeah. So that's a 3-1 for Cozy. So, like you said, sometimes after those really long stalemate halves, the rounds come pretty quickly. And looks like that is going to be a 3-1 for now for Cozy.
It's kind of interesting that, I guess the real linchpin
Wait, that's another half. Oh, no. Okay.
No, they're still going. Remember, this is half 2, remember?
Yeah,
Dolphin,
this is half
the
2.
graphics. This is half 2. They're still going. You go until you hit 5, so we got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So of game still. So another mid on the
Kev
way.
actually did the fast roll.
Both teams spamming. Yeah, Kev did the fast roll. Stuck at least a little bit.
Phantom gonna get
Phantom
Did
Hayes just get blown out of the sky? Holy.
Yeah, but Speedy's gonna be hurt. Oh, the air shots. Oh my goodness.
Jamie was behind though. A lot of weak players. One shot.
Terrifying.
Second shot unable to hit the mark, and Speedy will live to fight another day. Mustard. He actually has some traps on mid. He could just blind at whoever gets on the point here, but I think Sai sees it. Yeah, they're seeing a little bit.
Yeah, Zam spotted it. Speedy was dead to rights, and there was... First, Hayes got, like, skybox air shot, or there was just... I saw, like, 4 individual air shots. That was all on the blue soldiers that people deny. Sid is 13 health. I guess he's...
He's made it very clear this match that he likes to live dangerously. From his rollouts, from his aggression, one health is all he needs.
Yeah, true. 1 health is exactly the current amount of HP that you need to live. And yeah, it seems that Blue, they seem to have taken control of this match. They've kind of avoided the disasters that have led to Speedy just getting randomly picked at disastrous times. And I feel like, winning these mids is really starting to help now, because now with the Jug Dealers, they're just stuck holding last, and they seem pretty content holding last, but it's definitely at least they have Uber at this time.
I think the problem for Cozy in the beginning was they were on their own half the map for such a long portion of the game. Like, throughout all the stalemates, they didn't own mid. All the last posted champs, not all of them, but like a very large portion of them were Jug Dealer attempts where Cozy just kind of had to sit back and let things happen.
Sam walking into Mustard. I noticed that the sacks for Blue, they seem to just like, alright, we're not going to kill Phantom, let's just land on Mustard.
There's a certain thing to be said about the synergy between a demo and a medic. Like, you want to keep your medic safe so he doesn't die to these sacks, but then is he close enough to heal your demo to make sure he doesn't get too rocketed when he's holding a choke?
So you just
go for a demo instead.
I think Mustard's also a very bombable player. I feel like Mustard, he has the big, big flames unusual. I think it's very easy to just go look at Mustard and think, oh, I want to bomb that guy. He is a nice big unusual.
You heard it here first. Unusual is not good.
I mean, Habib uses that unusual a lot too, so maybe, but it's like some of the unusuals are easily bombable, I would know. And there's a Zam sniper on the Paradox, that's a good start, and they're keeping the shutter door open. Although Sam's trying to go for the hero shot, he misses. Okay, he does manage to kill the sniper in time. Disaster averted, but Mustard gonna fall to Kev. Yeah, he's gonna fall to Kev, so that's a 2 for 2, and Demo down means that if Cozy wants to do something now, might be a good opportunity, even though Demo will stop them from just peeking and, trying to get the sentry down.
Yeah, Sinkarma's trying. He's poking a little bit. He doesn't want to go too far forward because he might accidentally just die or something.
Spencer down.
They
Sentry
slowly but
down.
surely got that gun. It took him a bit, so the respawners have come in from the side of jugglers, and actually Pauldog's trying to lock down the fort a little bit. But Gungan's gonna fall over on the left-hand side from the defender's perspective, so...
Ace is in lobby. He's, okay, he does get spotted.
They spotted a little bit. They're kind of on the move. They're seeing if they can do anything, but it might be too little too late.
Yeah.
Oh, Hayes is actually... It's poking ramp.
I think Cozy would be very happy to settle into more stalemates here, because now they have a 2-round lead. They were happy with the stalemate when they were 0-0 and on their last, so I think now that they're, you know, now that they're up 2 rounds, I think that they're very content to just sit here until the end of time, wait for the match to end.
Oh my side, what did you just do to that poor man? What did he do to deserve that? Don't do it to him. No, don't do it again. What did they do to deserve this? You're already in the lead.
I'm on the side VOD for the rest of the game.
Uber Exchange comes out on the left-hand side. They're trying to chase down these full players. Uber hasn't run out yet. Sinkarma might fall if he's not too careful. He's juggling them. He's keeping them in a box, and he's going to lock them down. Scouts on the point, trying to put the pressure on. Damage on the Hazel, cleaned up by the side of Kev. Scarf's pretty some counter initiation to make sure Zam is fallen, but Phantom and Jemu and Scarfs will all fall.
This was the innovation they needed. He just hit every direct for like a minute straight.
Maybe that was the key.
I've never seen a man single-handedly win a push like that inside. Oh my god. He actually just hit every single top for a minute straight.
I think that was one of the few moments in this match where you can say that a singular player won you the round.
Yeah, that was... someone needs to check his PC. You know, what's... he went that...
He's good, but not that good.
Yeah, that's... Back on a... But isn't he an original player? Or is he a slot player?
I think he kind of switches around. Bombs coming in, Paul immediately melts, trying to get on a Kev over in the story, but both soldiers giving up their life. Phantom really weak, and this is not a good start for the Jug Dealers. They have some scout high ground immediately falling backwards, as they definitely want to make sure they live through this fight. Chase is on. Gungan pushed forward, trying to chase down Mustard, but will decide he's a bit too far away, and Cozy would be content with their mid-victory.
Yeah, so this is kind of desperation. We're about at desperation o'clock. You know, they have 10 minutes left, but they gotta get 3 rounds, so realistically that's like 3 rounds a minute. And with the pace of this match, yeah, we have 2 snipers. It's one of those scenarios. Hayes is on sniper. He's actually, I like this sniper angle because no one really checks it, but they do have the counter sniper, so we'll have to see. This is kind of a weird scenario, because we have the defensive sniper and the offensive sniper, neither team knows.
Yeah, we're in dead time.
I mean, it's mathematically possible.
Just imagine if this was actually dead time because of how the match has gone. They paused again. Okay, they paused. Okay. I think for a second for lag, but it's unpaused again. Shot into Scarf. That's their opening kill. So
Hayes got shot off, but he missed it.
Extra deadly, but bombing from Size, trying to eliminate Hayes out of the equation, able to take him out, but will give up his life.
Had enough of this match. He is a bedtime.
Yeah. Overall, it seems like Cozy is putting a lockdown
Zam's getting
on
free
the second
shots
point.
off. It's only a matter of time before he hits something. And
they're out of there.
Yeah, they are out of there.
Oh, the rotation though. Sinkarma's got a lockdown. Able to take down Shamu, getting the force falling as well.
Oh, they can't kill Sin. Sin's impossible to kill.
He'll probably eventually kill him.
No, Mustard's missing everything.
Mustard's
still chasing him.
He got it. He got his man. But the Uber comes out, able to kill Mustard, and Scarfs will fall as well.
Mustard said worth in chat.
Oh, Hayes going for the block on a sniper. That's
Phantom's going behind too. This is just chaos. This is a meme. Is he? There's no way he actually beats up. Yeah, okay. Phantom's gonna die. Let's say. Here comes the counter bomb from Hayes. Not going to land anything, and sadly the match has turned into a meme as Bulldog hiding in a corner. Oh, huge! Oh my god! If he got one more rocket off, that was like a 3K.
No frag vid there. No kills. Sorry.
Yeah, no kills.
Unless Peter makes another one of those frag videos that don't have any kills.
Yeah, we do have
lots of damage
on the Putus, so we do have you have a large man there. He actually, wait, Kev knocked him up. Wait, he's still alive. He's still alive.
The power of arrows.
Yeah, the power of arrows. It's just Mustard versus the universe, and that's gonna be the match. A 5-1 for Cozy, and that was a match. That was a match of Team Fortress 2 that we witnessed.
I think the perfect word to describe it is unique. I would say. That was a unique match.
I'm glad I got the side. My only regret is that side didn't stay on the direct hit longer, because that one life of direct hit was absolute beauty.
Yeah, on one hand it was a gift to us, but on the other hand it was he kind of did the other team dirty there.
He just sometimes you just gotta you've had enough. You want the match to be over. You just gotta go the weapon.
Well, you can take a look at Congrats on the correct score, the guessers.
Inside,
Good job,
yeah,
Dolphin.
we have a good script tonight, boys.
Scripted gameplay.
Yeah.
We can take a little bit of a look at the stats and see how that transpired, because that's probably going to be a very stark contrast compared to the first half, right? I mean, the first
Yeah,
half
that's
you
gotta.
had
Yeah.
an entire team under 200 DPM because of all the stalemates, and this was at least a little bit more action. So we're going to see some normal numbers here, I'd say. And there's immediately a singular, maybe more
Well,
than just a singular, but there's
that's a
multiple
big
stats
number.
here that pull out. Sin Karma did tons of damage,
Yeah.
barely even died. The amount of deaths compared to Speedy to Phantom, it definitely explains the ramp up and the ability to keep
I
getting
think I know
point
who he
after
was
point.
shooting to, because there's also one, you can't see it in your stats, but there is one man who took a lot of damage. That man's name is Mustard Overlord. So I think I knew who Sin was shooting most of that time.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of his damage too was like traps and stuff, which ramps it
Yeah,
up really high.
that
So
does.
they definitely pulled out all the stops. Kev went huge as well, collecting a lot of kills for his team. It was Gungan leading the charge at the first half, but Kev, took the game in his hands and
Yeah.
made sure that the jug dudes were wiped off the map.
Yeah, he did have those 2 marker garner kills too, so those definitely add up as. Yeah, regardless, I think Cozy. I think that really showed that when you're watching a Cozy match, you know what you're gonna get. Even
Mhm.
throughout everything, through thick and thin, they remained true to how they wanted to play the game. They never did anything they didn't want to do. You know what I mean? They never felt like, oh, we're on last. There's 10 minutes left. We got to do something. We're bored. No, they sat on last for that 0-0 just so they could 5-1 them the next half.
We'll just say that they're big fans of teasing the viewer. They want you to kind of just it's a match, and then whoa,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah, definitely. For the love to see it. I'm gonna go. Hold on, let me see. Sai. Yeah, he got 4 kills on the direct hit in a minute.
4?
He got 4 kills. Yeah, he had 42% accuracy with that weapon, and I'm sure he jumped out of spawn too. So subtract those.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like we are attempting to get interviews, but we'll have to see if we actually get them. People might be tired. Who knows? That was
Especially
kind of
after a match
ruler.
like that, the mental and of everyone is slightly different when the matches that are just normal compared to the matches that start out like how this match did. It can tire for somehow doing nothing can tire you out like a lot. So.
Yeah, doing nothing is more tiring than doing something, because doing nothing you have to pay attention like you're doing something because it's a match.
True.
We do have looks like we have Sin Karma in here. I will unmute him.
I am doing fine.
So, talk to us a little bit about how this match initially started, because it was obviously very much different compared to the ending. But just did you expect it to be as slow as it was, and how did you kind of fight through to eventually start to ramp things up?
Oh, I actually expect it to be really fucking slow. Don't no doubts about that. And I think I was bored that entire fucking game because Metalworks.
Would you
Metalworks
say
is
that
Yeah. What was
the-
the question?
talk a little bit about the beginning of the match and how slow it was. Did you kind of expect it to kind of be like that? Was that something you kind of forced to happen? And how did it ramp up as the game went on to collect those rounds finally?
They were actually playing very well that first half, so we didn't know there was one mid and we lost it, and we just kept letting Speedy die. So once we just slowed the game down a little bit, we kind of just turned up that second half, as you guys saw. It was just a completely different game.
It's kind of interesting because it was a completely different game in the second half. You're much more aggressive, but that also, you also say that it was important to keep Speedy alive. Do you think that the fact that you guys were aggressive and doing proactive things more often gave Speedy more space to kind of move around, or how did the domino effect really go down when it comes to this fixed this?
I think I just stuck by Speedy's side. I think that's what changed it. The first half I was kind of I was playing shotgun, so I couldn't jump as much. So as soon as I switched to gunboats, I was just with him the whole time.
And I think I do agree that we were in the second half we were aggressive a lot more, which did give Speedy a lot more opportunities to surface stuff. And I just decided to play top left because that bottom right is doo doo.
So overall, even beyond just looking at the stats, I think both you guys are really good examples of taking a first half and making some individual adjustments to really pop off. And both you guys had tons of really great moments where you kind of made the game putty in your hands. Do you guys have any like epiphanies or realizations as you were playing that you like needed to make certain adjustments for yourselves to really pop off? And what were those? What were those changes?
Yeah, I had to take off my secondary. I think that's if you look at my damage on shotgun in the first half, it was literally like 600, I think.
It's alright. That one
Damn,
time you changed your primary, it worked out very well.
Yeah, that too.
I had to play the meta for one game, so there we go.
What about you, Sin? You went crazy. You went like what, 17-4 that second half compared
Yeah,
to.
that's because I decided to roll out top left instead of bottom right. That was just the only difference.
Do you think that was the main thing that kind of steamrolled it into like being
Oh
able
yeah,
to do so
definitely.
much?
Because I was able to insta-give their mid and put so much pressure on their scouts that they have to back up for heals.
Do you think
I-
that was the main thing that changed the mids? Because I noticed that a lot of
Yes.
the first half you kind of were playing on your half of the map a whole lot. It makes it hard to collect those rounds. But after the mid change, game was more in your hands. Were there any other changes to the mid you think happened throughout your team that benefited, or was it just mainly just the extra damage from rolling out top left?
Well, I think it's a little bit both extra damage and aggression.
Yeah, the first mid, I think the first and only mid on the first half, we bombed. We tried to bomb them lower, but I faded to the top right. But I think every other mid after that, we just kept bombing their combo, and it was just like hours. I think that was a big change.
All right, well, it's definitely a nice ramp up. You guys did a really good job near the end there to close out the match in your favor. Probably not too much that you can really say for playoffs. You don't want to give away any secrets, but you have any expectations or any thoughts about the playoffs that's happening this weekend?
I'm hoping we get a map. Sadly, I will not be here though, so rest in
Ooh.
peace.
Oh, you won't be here?
Unfortunate.
Do you know who's
Unfortunate.
going to be in
Because
your
it's a
place?
weekend.
That's secret information right there.
Secret
Oh,
technology.
I guess we'll see then. Any thoughts from you, Sin, about the weekend?
No.
Just going in and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
I'll be
Alright,
in
well-
I'll be in the chat though.
All right, well, good luck to you guys and your team. But Space, any other questions you can think of?
No, I'm good.
All right, time to go ahead and go over to the shout out phase. Got any shout outs before we go ahead and wrap up the stream, guys? Starting with Sai.
Yeah, shout out to all the Cozy brothers, even the past Cozy brothers that have been let go, and the current Cozy brothers.
Sin.
Shout out Cast as always. Shout out to Side Guy for carrying the season. Shout out to the Cozy Brothers. And yeah, shout out to the people who watch the stream. And please, for the love of God, remove Metalworks.
Just ban it, forehead. Easy. All right, well, any shout outs from you, Space?
Yeah. No, shout out to you guys playing entertaining. Yeah. Even if it is slower paced, entertaining match. Shout out to all the viewers and excited for playoffs.
Yep. Very, very important to anyone who's watching. Playoffs is this weekend. It is LAN style, as in everything's back to back over the course of 2 days and not spread out 2 weeks. So if you are not here this weekend, you're going to have to watch some VODs. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled because you do not want to miss it. It's going to be at 3 p.m. EST on Saturday and Sunday, split between 2 days. So definitely make sure that you are around if you are available and want to see it. But I think that's going to be pretty much it for us tonight. This has been the regular season. As always, check out the shop. The merch is always still available. No worry, we'll remind you this weekend as always. Shop.rgl.gg. But I think that's going to be pretty much it for us. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Jarrett, casting with Space Ghost with Dolphin on production. Thank you and good night, and hope to see you this weekend.
Good night.